Hi, my name is Matt Garrett and welcome to my Niche Secrets videos. Now, I've been making money with niche sites and blogs since way back in 2001, and over the years I've had thousands of sites in thousands of different niches. I have actually cut back to just over 700 sites over the last few years, simply so I can concentrate more on quality over quantity. I even have niche affiliate sites from way back in 2001 that still make me money every month, even though I haven't touched them in 4 or 5 years. And whilst niche sites and blogs isn't the only way that I make money online, it is still, and probably always will be, responsible for a major chunk of my income. And it's something I really still enjoy doing myself, not just outsourcing. I also enjoy sharing what I've learnt, especially the secrets, with other people, which is exactly what I'm going to do with you in these videos. Okay, so why niche sites? Well, the power of building niche sites is that once they're up and running, they become relatively low maintenance, consistent profit streams that you continually add to in order to increase your income. It's pretty simple really. If you have one site that makes you $100 per month, building another 10 sites can take you up to $1,000 per month, etc. It's basically scalable, and it is pretty easy to bang out 2 or 3 sites a week. So you just need to keep adding sites until you reach the income level that you want. Although obviously the earnings from each site will vary, so the more you have, the more consistent and predictable your income will be. The problem is if you pick the wrong niche or keywords, you can end up spending time and effort getting a site up and running and end up getting no return from it. Have that happen more than once or twice, and it not only starts costing you money, it will start to wear down your enthusiasm to build new sites and to build your online income. So it's essential to get it right in the first place. So picking the right niche and keywords to start with is the most important part of the process. Get it wrong and nothing else you do is likely to matter. Get it right, on the other hand, and your sites will pull in more profits, not just in the short term, but way into the future. Remember, I still got sites that I built 10 years ago that I haven't touched in years that still bring in profits for me today. That's what happens when you get it right. Now, there's 2 main problems with keyword research. First, there's lots of different ideas and opinions on how it should be done. And second, it can be very time-consuming, repetitive, and more than a little boring. So you need to know which methods actually work and how you can cut out all that long-winded brainstorming, data gathering and analysis so you can just get on with building your sites. So in this series of Niche Secrets videos, I'm going to show you the right way to do keyword and niche research, and I'll cut through the myths and bad advice you've probably been given before. I'm going to go step by step through the best way to do it for free, although it can get a little repetitive and boring after a while. So in a later video, I'll also be showing you how to use automation and software to make life easier and save time. Now, don't get me wrong, the manual free way does work. Simple as that. In fact, it's exactly how I used to do all my keyword research. It's just that there are other options which, as I said, I'll show you in an upcoming video as well. So keep watching. What I'm actually going to do is run through the whole process with some examples so you can see exactly how it's all done. But first, let's just have a quick look at the steps in the process. To get started, you need to come up with some potential ideas for keywords or niches to target. So in the next couple of videos, I'll cover a whole range of different ways to come up with ideas for good keywords and niches, including my favourite sites to use to help you get started on the right foot and come up with those sort of brainstorm those ideas. Second, you need to check that there is enough traffic. If no one is searching for that keyword, then there's no point in going after it, obviously. So in the next video in the series, I'll show you how to accurately check for traffic and how much you should be looking for as a minimum. Then you need to check out not only the value of the keyword, but also its overall trend. In other words, whether the searches for it are growing or shrinking, which will give you a better idea of whether it's a keyword or niche that you can actually make a profit from. So this is what we'll look at in the 5th video in the series. Next, you need to check out the competition to make sure you can actually get ranked for the keyword in the search engine results. It's a pretty important part, really. You don't want to spend loads of your own time and money getting a site up and running and then find you can't get any decent traffic because the competition's too tough. So I'll run through a couple of examples showing you what you need to look for to make the right decision on a keyword, as well as which free tools to use and where to find them to get all the bits of data and information you need to make that decision. Then, of course, you have to record all the data and repeat the process again until you've got enough keywords for your niche. So I'll show you an example of a spreadsheet for keeping track of all that info and making it easier to find what you need when you need it. In the very last video in the series, I'll show you the quickest and simplest way not just to find high traffic, high value, low competition keywords, but whole niches with all the related LSI keywords you need to target to dominate a niche as an authority site. That's where the difference between old-fashioned manual keyword research and real authority-based niche research kicks in. Does that sound good to you? Great. Okay, so keep your eyes on your inbox tomorrow for the next email, which will have the link for the next video for you. In the meantime, thanks very much for watching.